Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. This week isn't just about racing action at the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's also shaping up to be one of the most decisive behind the scenes for the future of Formula One. That's because key meetings will take place during the race weekend, where major decisions could be made about the next era of regulations, including a hotly debated topic: the potential return of 100% combustion engines, likely the iconic V8S or V10S. This idea has been circulating in the paddock for some time now, driven by growing concerns about the current generation of hybrid engines. These power units, though advanced, have resulted in heavier, bulkier cars, which in turn has affected race dynamics. In circuits with fewer overtaking zones, like Monaco or even Suzuka last week, cars tend to form long trains with minimal action, making for a less exciting viewing experience. In response, both FIA and Formula One management have reportedly shown interest in reintroducing fully combustion-based engines. Sources suggest the V10S are favored due to their power, sound, and history. While the governing bodies are on board, there's one major catch: the engine manufacturers. For any major regulation change to move forward, especially one as drastic as a return to non-hybrid engines, at least 4 out of the 5 engine suppliers must vote in favor. These manufacturers include Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda, Red Bull Powertrains, and the soon-to-debut Audi, which enters the sport as an engine constructor in 2026. A critical meeting between these manufacturers is scheduled for this weekend, and the agenda is clear: debate whether the current hybrid engine rules should be kept through 2028 or replaced in 2029 with a return to pure combustion engines. There are 2 main proposals on the table: extend the upcoming 2026 hybrid regulations through 2028 and introduce new fully combustion engines from 2029. Stick with the hybrid engines only until 2028, and then fully pivot from 2029 onward. Among the engine makers, opinions are deeply split. Audi, for instance, has made its stance clear: it is against the proposal. Audi entered Formula One specifically because of the hybrid power unit regulations, and it sees a rule change in 2029 as too premature and a strategic mismatch. Honda, meanwhile, prefers maintaining hybrid tech but has shown openness to discussing other perspectives. Since they will be supplying Aston Martin from next season, their input carries significant weight. Mercedes is more neutral. They're reportedly confident in their 2026 engine design and wouldn't oppose a later switch to V10S if that benefits the sport overall. Ferrari, always the romantic of F1, is said to be in favor of V10 or even V12 returns, but emphasizes that there's still time for thorough discussion. Red Bull, however, is facing challenges with its 2026 engine project and may be more supportive of revisiting the combustion era, especially if it offers a simpler development path. Team principal Christian Horner recently mentioned that reintroducing V10S could bring back excitement and better preserve the DNA of Formula One. McLaren stands on the sidelines. Since they don't manufacture their own power units, they've made it clear that they'll follow whatever direction Mercedes, their supplier, takes. For them, the key is performance, not the format. Still, the decision won't be easy. A vote on a change as early as 2029 needs the backing of at least 4 out of 5 current manufacturers, and with Audi standing firm in opposition, there's real uncertainty over what will happen next. The bottom line? We're likely to see more developments over the next few weeks. Whether it's the sweet roar of the V10S returning or a continuation of the hybrid era, the choices made now will shape Formula One's identity for the next decade. Big news heading into this race weekend: Felipe Drugovich, Brazil's own F1 hopeful and current reserve driver for Aston Martin, has officially been confirmed to take part in Free Practice 1 this Friday. He'll be stepping into Fernando Alonso's seat as part of the FIA-mandated Young Driver program, which requires teams to give their reserve or rookie drivers track time during select sessions throughout the season. This isn't Drugovich's first rodeo. He's already logged over 1,000 kilometers behind the wheel of a Formula One car in testing environments and past FP1 outings. His familiarity with the process and with this specific circuit gives him a solid foundation heading into Friday's session. And as he shared in a recent interview, He's excited to be back on track, eager to feel the 2025 spec car in action and compare it with the extensive simulator work he's been doing for the team. That simulator work, by the way, is no small detail. Drugovich plays a crucial behind-the-scenes role at Aston Martin. As the primary development driver responsible for simulator feedback, he provides the engineering team with key insights that help fine-tune the car throughout the season. These FP1 sessions allow him to cross-reference real-world performance with virtual data, helping the team ensure their models are as accurate and predictive as possible. Aston Martin has been clear, Drugovich's work in the simulator is highly valued, and giving him seat time is both a reward and a necessity. His ability to translate simulator sensations into actual car behavior is essential for the team's ongoing development, especially as they prepare for upcoming upgrades and begin laying the foundation for 2020 SIXS regulation overhaul. For Brazilian fans, this means one very important thing. There will be 2 Brazilian drivers on track this Friday. In addition to Drugovich's run with Aston Martin, Gabriel Bortolito will also be present, giving fans a rare and exciting opportunity to see Brazil represented twice during a Grand Prix weekend. But the big question now is, will Felipe Drugovich ever become a full-time Formula One driver? It's a fair and complex discussion. While Drugovich has proven himself in F2, winning the championship in 2022 with consistency and racercraft, securing a permanent F1 seat remains incredibly difficult in today's hyper-competitive environment. Most teams already have long-term contracts in place, and the pathway to the grid often depends more on timing, team politics, and sponsorship backing than just raw talent. Still, Drugovich remains very much in the mix. His professionalism, technical understanding, and feedback skills make him an asset to any team, especially one like Aston Martin, which is pushing to become a title contender in the next few years. If an opportunity opens up, whether due to a surprise driver move or internal reshuffling, Drugovich is in prime position to step in. That's why Friday's FP1 session matters so much. Every lap he completes is a statement to the paddock. It's a chance to showcase not just his pace, but his ability to communicate, adapt, and deliver value. The traits that make teams take notice when filling a race seat. So now we turn the question to you. Do you believe Felipe Drugovich still has a real shot at becoming a full-time F1 driver? Or has that window already begun to close, despite his obvious talent? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get the discussion going. And of course, if you want to stay updated on everything from the world of Formula One, including every move from Brazil's next generation of drivers, make sure you subscribe to Grand Prix, give this video a like, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a beat. We'll be watching closely this Friday, will you? We've got an important update from the paddock ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's all about Ferrari. For the past few days, there's been intense speculation surrounding whether or not the team would introduce a new set of upgrades for this round. Now, thanks to reports from Sky Sports and Auto Racer Italy, the uncertainty is over, and the answer is yes. But let's take a step back. Leading up to the weekend, the Maranello squad seemed to be internally divided. On one side, engineers and strategists pushed for caution, arguing that the team should continue gathering more data before installing the new parts. On the other, a more aggressive camp believed the time was right to bring the updates into play, especially with key components like the new floor already finalized and ready for use. Now, Ferrari has decided to go ahead and equip the SF24 with a brand new floor design starting this weekend in Bahrain. According to initial reports, this isn't just a minor tweak. It's a comprehensive overhaul focused primarily on the Venturi channels and side pod undercuts, critical areas for managing airflow and maximizing ground effect. The new floor is expected to offer greater aerodynamic efficiency, especially in low to mid-speed corners where Ferrari has struggled compared to rivals like Red Bull and McLaren. In addition to the floor, the team has also brought other new parts to Bahrain, including a revised rear wing and brake duct shrouds, although those haven't yet been officially confirmed for installation during practice sessions. The decision to use them will likely depend on how the car performs during Friday's free practice 1 and 2. What's clear is that this weekend will serve as a crucial test bed. Ferrari's leadership has made it known that any further development, especially the large-scale update package initially planned for Miami, will depend on how this current batch of upgrades performs. If the team sees the expected gains in Bahrain, They may roll out a full update in the coming races, covering the front wing, center floor, and rear suspension as part of a complete aerodynamic shift. However, the team faces a financial balancing act. With the cost cap in full effect, Ferrari must carefully weigh how much of their 2024 budget should be allocated to the current car versus shifting focus to 2025 or even 2026, when the new engine and chassis regulations come into play. If the team feels that catching up to Red Bull is unrealistic this season, they might opt to freeze development and start pouring resources into the next generation of their car. Still, hope remains among the Tifosi. The Bahrain Grand Prix could be the moment where Ferrari finally makes a breakthrough, or at least shows they're moving in the right direction. After a disappointing start in Australia and China, any sign of consistency or upward trajectory would be welcomed with open arms by both fans and stakeholders. So now we ask you, do you believe in Ferrari's comeback? Can these new upgrades put them back in the fight for victories, and maybe even the championship? Or is it time to accept that this season might become another development year? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Grand Prix, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update from the world of Formula One. It's going to be an exciting weekend. Let's see if Ferrari can deliver.